Now, the 2020 election is still some time away, but already the Democratic Party is looking to find someone that they believe can challenge Trump. Well, I believe the choice is obvious on that. Why not go for the most popular politician in the country, which is Bernie Sanders? But the more establishment wing of the Democratic Party says, no, absolutely not. We're not going to go with the obvious choice. We're actually going to put up somebody else. So they're throwing out some names, and one of them, of course, we reported on is Kamala Harris. Then you also have Cory Booker. Then you also have Joe Biden, who's also incredibly popular, by the way. And the newest name is somebody close to the Obama administration. Now, Politico had reported on August 1st that Barack Obama and his inner circle are now urging former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick to run in 2020. Now, from that piece, they said Valerie Jarrett, Obama's close advisor and friend, says that President Patrick is, quote, what my heart desires. I'm going to disagree with that. Now, David Seamus, Obama's political director in the White House and now CEO of his foundation, also has some very friendly feelings towards Deval Patrick. He's also urged him to run. Again, another member of President Obama's inner circle. And then you have Obama himself saying, you know what, I think that'd be a good idea. You should probably run. In fact, at a conference earlier this year hosted by former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci's hedge fund, that's an interesting connection, Valerie Jarrett said Patrick was her pick for president in 2020, as I said. So, look, he's got allies in the Obama administration. He's an Obama guy, and Obama's like, yeah, great. We'd love to see him run. And not only that, but his corporate allies also want to see Deval Patrick run. In fact, after he left office, Patrick became managing director of Mitt Romney's venture capital group, Bain Capital, and he has also worked at Texaco Oil Company and for Coca-Cola. So that's those are things that are going to complicate his run. Again, it's going to complicate his run because of President Obama himself had some harsh words for Bain Capital. When running against Romney, Obama said, and when you're the president, as opposed to the head of a private equity firm, your job is simply not to maximize profits. Your job is to figure out how everybody in the country has a fair shot. Your job is to think about those workers who get laid off and how to pay for their retraining. Your job is to think about how those communities can start creating new clusters so they can start attracting new businesses. Your job as president is to think about how we set up an equitable tax system so everybody is paying their fair share that allows us to invest in science and technology and infrastructure, all of which is going to help us grow. If your main argument for how to grow the economy is, I knew how to make a lot of money for investors, then you're missing what this job is about. It doesn't mean you weren't good at private equity, but that's not what my job is as president. So that is Barack Obama, going after Mitt Romney for heading Bain Capital. And here Obama is saying to a guy who runs Bain Capital, you should be president. That's a bit awkward. And look, to be fair, he was a former governor, but then again, Mitt Romney was also a former governor. And he put in Massachusetts Romney Care, which became the basis of Obamacare. Now, of course, look, they have different policy positions, obviously. I'm not equating Deval Patrick to Mitt Romney. What I'm asking here is it really smart to have someone run in 2020 in the Democratic ticket that is so close to Wall Street that he's running one of the companies that Mitt Romney had ran? Is that smart? Especially when there's a time when this is a time where people despise Wall Street and Wall Street greed. And look, one reason that a lot of people, I think, didn't like Hillary Clinton, not because it's, oh, she's a woman. Some of that, of course, but no, one of the reasons that at least I didn't like her is because she is very, very close to Wall Street. She gave Goldman Sachs speeches at $250,000 a speech. She's very, very close to Wall Street. And for that reason alone, a lot of people didn't trust that she would represent them. Okay. And look, it's important to have a person who you feel is going to represent the average working person, whether it be black or brown or, Latino or white people in the Midwest. working class is working class, and I wish we could include, I wish that people, the pundits, would include black people in the working class, because they are members of the working class. And when you raise wages for the working class, when you look out for the working class, black people benefit. When you give health care to everybody through Medicare for all, you're also helping black people and Latinos and Asians. You're also helping all of those groups when you offer free college as a policy, which progressives are putting forward. That also helps African Americans, Latinos, and it helps minorities, okay? So, yes, they are members of the working class, and we don't need to separate them anymore. They are part of the working class, just like with the rest of us, okay? But anyway, look, as far as Hillary Clinton, look, I still preferred Hillary Clinton to Donald Trump, because it turns out Trump also loved Wall Street, filled his cabinet with Goldman Sachs, and has an open disdain for poor people. But at the same time, of course, we know that the establishment always serves their donors, whether it be Republicans or Democrats. They still serve their donors, okay? That doesn't mean the parties are the same on policies, but on things like tax cuts, Democrats tend to serve their donors rather faithfully on those issues. And look, Deval Patrick, Cory Booker, and Kamala Harris, I fear, would also serve the donors. For example, she had refused, Harris, when she was Attorney General of New York, California. Got my states mixed up there. It's weird. When she was Attorney General, she didn't prosecute Steven Mnuchin's bank, One West, for doing massive fraud. And later on, oh, look at that, she received campaign contributions from Steven Mnuchin himself. So those are some of the questions that make progressives go, ooh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about Harris. And then for Cory Booker, of course, you had the anti-marijuana vote. Not marijuana vote, I'm sorry. You had the anti-importing legal, importing drugs from Canada. His stance on that, where he got a lot of money from the pharmaceutical industry. Because, you know, it's a big industry in New Jersey. He gets a lot of money in campaign contributions. So, of course, he's going to stick up for those industries that make lots and lots of money. And so he was, you know, actually voted against provisions to go and import some of those cheaper drugs from Canada. So, yeah, that's why we're a little cool on Cory Booker. Now, he did come around to the right side, and he's got this marijuana bill now that is legalize marijuana, but apparently there's some catches to that. Or there's a big caveat to it. So again, mixed bag, a little too close to Wall Street. There's not a lot of trust there because there isn't a proven record of fighting for the people. There's no trust there. So it's not about, oh, you're anti-woman or you're anti-black. I'm sure some of that plays into some people somewhere. But as far as progressives are concerned, there's no trust there because we've looked into their past and we're like, we're not sure if you're going to stand with us when you're in power. Because it seems like what you've been doing is bowing to the powerful. Progressives are against, we're against the power. We're fighting against the power. We're fighting against the establishment. Why would we back someone who's been backed by that establishment? So, no, we do not trust them. What we do need to do is we need to find somebody who's going to fight the banks, who's not going to take the PAC money, who's not going to represent the corporate establishment. Now, again, I'd like to see Bernie Sanders, but especially since he's the most popular politician in the country, but he might not go there. And if they don't go that route, what about Nina Turner? What about Tulsi Gabbard? There's a lot of other progressives, up-and-coming progressives within the Bernie Sanders progressive movement that are certainly viable. Now, ultimately, it doesn't come down to the face of who you put up, but the policies that you put up and the record, okay? What do they stand for? And unfortunately, I don't believe any of these establishment picks would rally behind and then follow through on progressive policies. Right now, there's just little trust there. And these policies, I mean, we know, like, the Democratic establishment, they're like, well, what do you want? We want unity. What's it gonna take to bring you into the party? Well, it's very simple. Medicare for all, free college, getting money out of politics, fighting for a living wage. These are the policies that we care about. These are the policies that we want you to fight for. Now, if you don't agree with those policies, then we're not going to be on your side. If you do agree with those policies, great. And some of the Democrats are coming around to it. But again, when you don't have a record that matches fighting for that, we're not just going to take you at your word. We have to see some action on this. And look, hey, luckily there is HR 676. Democrats in the House. You want us to support you? Well, support Medicare for All, John Conyers' bill. Or support the upcoming Bernie Sanders Medicare for All bill. Support, banking reform. Swear off taking PAC money. It's really easy what we want you to do. You don't have to change your values. In fact, you need to embrace progressive values. The values that you say you stand for. Embrace those values, and progressives will come to your side. Will come to your side. So, but look, that's my opinion on Patrick and all these other picks. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a terrible idea, but you should let me know in the comments what you think about this. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.